We approach the portion of Yitro, Yitro, the numerical value of Gimatya HaTorah, the Torah, no? You know the whole story about him, converted, Judaism. But what I want to speak today is simple to show the greatness of the Torah. All my books about the Hebrew language, the Hebrew letters, which if you read some of them, you could see connection between one word, even one letter, to many, many things. So approaching to this portion, and it's written that the portion of the book is also connected with the time. So you have to know about the greatness of the Torah, specifically about the Hebrew letters, which you don't have in English, this phenomena. In fact, I see that Christians also show what is behind the first verse of the Torah, but God created the world, heaven and earth. Okay, they show interesting things, numbers and so on. But basically, what is the real idea and the deep idea is behind the meaning of the letters. So this is what I want to show you now. It's so important. People think translation and this, no different. The story is the same, but in fact, as you will see now, even what I will tell you now, try to make it easier, not to go into the deep idea of the Gematria, full Gematria, small Gematria, pi, and so on. But the main idea is to show you, one should know that the Hebrew letters are the basis. Hebrew is a language with which the world was created. And translating things makes the thing difference. Yeah. Very interesting example I brought in my books. Maybe later on I will show you. But meantime, if you have Genesis, which is Hebrews Bereshit, so please open the first verse. But in English you will not have anything from this. But because I go to discuss what is the idea behind the 7th verse, which opens the Torah, telling us that God created heaven and earth. Important to know, but what are behind this verse? So, the first verse contains 7 verses, which there is the following. Bereshit bara Elokim, in the beginning God created, et hashamayim ve'et haaretz, heaven and earth. 7 verses, nice. Because the world was created basically 7 days. 7th one is Shabbat, so 6 and 7, right? So this is the number of verses in the first, number of letters in the first verse of Genesis, Bereshit. Bereshit instead of 6 letters. Well, this one can also speak a lot, but now we are going to concentrate on the 7th verse of Genesis, Bereshit bara Elokim. In the beginning God created, these are the first 3 verses, Bereshit bara Elokim. In the beginning God created, what He created, et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. He created heaven and earth. Now the question is, if somebody knows Hebrew, there are extra verses here, because if you tell us that God created heaven and earth, so you say Bereshit bara Elokim shamayim va'aretz. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth, and then you will have even less verse, less letters. We know the Torah is very particular about each letter. Always, when you have an extra letter, there is explanation why. So the Torah could say Bereshit bara Elokim, 3 words, shamayim va'aretz, heaven and earth. What is et hashamayim ve'et haaretz? So the simple meaning, not simple, but is much more behind. There's a letter et contains aleph, taf, from the first letter to the second letter. The last letter, yeah? The second letter is taf. So in the beginning, God created the world with 22 letters, from Aleph till Tzav. Heaven and earth, both of them were created with 22 letters, 22 letters. No, you want an idea beyond this 22, 22? Right? What are the 22 of the earth? What 22 of the heaven? Well, why 22? How many chromosomes a man has? 22. The 23rd one is male or female, right? 22. Also must indicate that the word was created with 22 letters. Yeah? So, 22 for the male, masculine, and 22 for the female, basically feminine and masculine represent earth and heaven. For the influencing one, which is the heaven, the male, and the recipient is the woman. את השמיים ואת הארץ. 20 chromosomes for men, 22. Right? I think there can be far of a coincidence. Okay. There are also 22 S's, I think. So here we understand 7 words, and every word is necessary. Fine, very nice. Now, even the division of the word Bereshit bara Elokim, 3 words, את השמיים, heaven and earth, the heaven and the earth, 4, כן? בראשית ברא אלוקים 3, את השמיים ואת הארץ, 4, 3 and 4. In 7 is divided into 3 and 4. Why 3 and 4? What is something? Okay, 7, important number. Why do you went to 3 and 4? So the answer is simple, because the 7 spheres, there are 10 spheres, but the 7 spheres we start from chesed, loving kindness, strength, and then tiferet, harmony, netzach, eternity, od, yesod, which is again Abraham, Isaac, Yitzchak, Moses, Aaron, Joseph, and David. Okay, these are the 7 spheres. Those 7 are divided into 3 and 4. Like loving kindness, strength, and harmony, tiferet, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov are like the root. The influencing powers to the 4, Moses, Aaron, Joseph, and David. Right? What you have in music? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. If you don't know, really the first notes are the basis. But we're not going to music. If you want to read about music, you can see my book, Music and Kabbalah. But 3 and 4 is really the basis of creation of the 7 spheres. Everything, 7. Also, even in the week, Sunday again the Chesed, and also again this in Friday is the 6th one. Joseph, there is connecting between the 7 days and the 7 spheres. Yeah. Sunday is loving kindness. So also Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Then come Wednesday, Thursday. Build-up of 3 and 7. This is a build-up in the word, and this is indicating the build-up of the verse, בראשית ברא אלוקים, in the beginning of created, את השמיים ואת הארץ. Fine. So, 7 words divided in 3 and 4, it's good, very nice. Now, by the way, if you take the letters, the gematria of the letters of 3 and 4, you know what it is? What is the 3rd letter of the alphabet? Aleph, Bet, Gimel. So Gimel. Then, what is the 4th letter of the alphabet? Dalet. Aleph, Dalet. What you have from this? Gimel, Dalet. What is Gimel, Dalet? Gimel, Dalet. God. If you put a pointer on top of the Gimel, Dalet, you have God. You know, the numbers, even, you will ask question, in English, what is this? God in Hebrew, yeah. So our rabbis tell us that the letter Gimel represents granting, giving. Many words in Hebrew is Gomel, Ken, Gadol, all represent like powers with giving. Yeah, greatness. In English also, by the way, greatness, giving, granting, okay, lot of ideas the English took from Hebrew. So, you have here interesting, 3 and 4 represent really completion. Good. Gimal Dalet, Gimal is giving, and Dalet represents the door, yeah? Door, which represents the recipient, yeah? So, interesting. Let's carry on. So, about the verse we discussed. Now we have to discuss about the number of letters. Maybe also something behind. How many letters? So, if you will count, Bereshit bara Elokim. Yeah, Bereshit bara Elokim. So you have 6. Bereshit bara Elokim, bara 3, Elokim 5. 14 letters. Et השמיים ואת הארץ, 2, 4, 2, 4. Also, 14. It means you have this, I divided it to 3 and 4 because this is really, yeah, because there is behind idea about this division. Like division is 3 and 4, it's already 3 and 4. So how many letters altogether? So as I mentioned, you can count it if you're in Hebrew, not in English, if you have an Hebrew Chumash Bereshis, then you can see 28 letters. Why is it 28? 28. What is the gematria of 28 that is so important? Yeah, 28 is a numerical word, koach, strength. Yeah, kaf 20, chet 8, koach. So what you have in this 7 verse showing the strength of God. The very famous verse in the Bible, koach ma'asav igil lamo. You know, there is a medrash on this verse. Koach ma'asav, the strength of his deeds, he showed to his nation. Yeah. Koach. No, 28. So now we see 28 letters in the first verse, because the first verse showing us the strength of God. Oh, so God created the world 7 spheres, 7 days, and with very strong strength. Yeah, strength. Nice. So, fine. But, okay, we saw about the 7 verse 3 and 4. But, why the letters? Why 14 in the 3 verse and 14 in the 4 in the 3 verse and 4 verse? But why this division of the 14 and 14? Okay, 7, fine, but why you need also the letter to be divided into 14 and 14? Why? There is a very famous verse which says that God created the heaven with the right hand. Yeah? ימיני טיפחה שמיים. My right really build up in the heaven. So with the right hand, God created heaven. ובשמאלו, he said that. And with the left one, the small one, so small one, he created earth. It means, very famous verse, because in English you can find where it is exactly. So, God tells us, I created the world, the heaven with 14, the earth with 14. So what is 14? So 14 is Gimatria of the word Yad, exactly, hand. Yud is 10, and Dalet is 4, together 14. So clearly, Bereshit bara Elokim, 14 letters, against the right hand, which gives normally, and with 14 letters Yad, the left one, which accepts recipient. Oh, nice. Now we understand that God created the world with two hands, with the right and the left, 14 and 14. So 14, 14 together, 28. Fine. Oh, another addition to the number of letters. What is Yad? Yad. Why Yad is called Yad? Oh, Yad. Yeah? And what it means, what is beyond the Yad? Yeah? Must represent something. So, if you retake the number of bones, the bones, that you have in the hand, in one hand, you will see there are 14. 6, 6, 6, 6, 12, and the number 2. So how much is together? 14. 14 joints, I call it joints, yeah, whatever you call it. So the hand contains 14 joints. This is why it is called Yad. But why is the division Yud and Dalet? Yeah, what is division? So, it's written very interesting idea that the 4 together 12, right? 3, 3, 3, 3, 12 together represent the 12 tribes of Israel. There are 12 tribes. Yeah? So 4 represents the power, whatever you call it, of the 12 tribes of Israel. And who is this one? These two? Moses and Aaron. They were the leader, like this finger, you know. With this finger you can do like this. But if you go to a zoo, or you will see the monkey, the monkey a beautiful hand, very similar to man. Some people think that the man come from a monkey who copies, copy. So, if you see, we try to throw a nut to the monkey, we see that he catches it like this, but not like this. He cannot do like this. Yeah? He cannot do like this. It's nice. Yeah, very similar to man. But the most important, which are these two, represent Moses and Aaron, represent understanding. Yeah? The monkey does not have, but some people think that the word came from monkeys. Maybe these people are. But this is one difference between the monkey and man, even outside look. Yeah. So, God created the world with two hands, representing the right side of the tribes and the 12. Okay, this has to do a little bit Kabbalah, but now we understand why division 14 and 13, and what is the idea that God created it with the Yad. Yeah, what Yad represents. In Hebrew, Yad, in Yad, if you take the two words, Yad and Yad, you have the verb Yedid, good friends, Yedid is a good friend, yeah. So the Yad and Yad, we don't have so many of them, but people really loving each other, so it's Yedid Tov, good friends, Yedid. Okay, fine. So, we have already idea of the 7 verse, of the 28 letters we divided, shows the strength of God. No? What more we should look for? What is the letter Aleph represent? Because we have in this verse 6 times Aleph. You will not find it a lot in the Torah that one verse contains the same letter, like Aleph specifically, 6 times. There is another time, I think, in the Song of the Sea, the enemy is here, Matityahu Glazerson, but hardly will find, there are some indications. 6 times Aleph, and always it has a reason. So the question, why is the Torah using in one word, in one verse, 6 times letters, in the same letter, Aleph? Like you can see, Bereshit, Aleph, yeah? Bara, Aleph. In Bereshit, the letter Aleph is in the 3rd place, and Bara, in the Bereshit is Bet Resh Aleph, yeah, the third, yeah, bara, also, and then Elohim, Aleph, et Aleph, נכון? השמיים, heaven, לא א'. והארץ, ואת הארץ, עוד פעם, again, את הארץ. So in the sixth verse of Genesis, you have 6 times letters Aleph, only one without, heaven. השמיים, not. Why? What this Aleph represent? Why 6 Alephim and 7 not? If you already 6, make 7, why to make this 7th one different? What is it? So, you know what is the answer? The answer is, all what I said is written, it's not my ideas, yeah? That Tosfim says that, Scalim says this. So, like this, in Hebrew, Aleph, in English is A, yeah, A, nothing beyond. But in Hebrew, the letter Aleph, every word in Hebrew has 3 or 2 letters, mainly 3, yeah? So, you can make for the letters another word, like Aleph have meaning. Aleph can be, if you the punctuation is in one way, so is Aleph, 1,000. In the other one, Aleph, Chokhmah, teaching. So, this is, so Aleph represent Aleph, 1,000. 1,000, Aleph, yeah, Aleph Shanim Beinecha, right? For God, 1 day is 1,000 years, yeah, it's written, yeah. So Aleph is 1,000. So it means the Torah tells us here that the word will continue for 6,000 years. We have still time, it's okay, not worry, unless you know what Iran will do later. We know, who knows, yeah, but meantime we have still few years, yeah, from 5,784 to 2,000, yeah, okay. So, what the Torah tells us, that God who created the world in 7 days is his power. With the 2 hands, he gave the world power to live, to exist for 6,000 years. On the 7th one is written, it will be like Shabbos, there's lots of explanations where to come. This is Hashamayim, this is the heaven. But 1,000, this is Bereshit, bara Elohim, 3 Aleph, et Hashamayim ve'et Haaretz. 3. So, another important teaching in the book, in the verse of the beginning of Genesis. Yeah, so, okay. All this requires much more explanation, but I only want to tell you how the how the Hebrew letters, the language, yeah, represent so much. Well, in English, God created, maybe the God is pretty good, yeah, but God created the heaven and earth, how many words are there? Okay. So, okay, it's important to know this. If you want to know more about Hebrew letters, should get my book, cover many topics, many subjects. You know, go to astrology, music, meditation, lot of this Hinduism. You know. Okay, so that's important. You know, no doubt that the Hebrew language represents it more. But what more you have in this verse? And why the Alephim are in such a in the beginning, Bereshit, the Aleph is the 3rd place. Bara, also in the 3rd place. Elohim, yeah, 1st place. Why? Why the letter got such positions, the 1st letter? Et, also in the 1st letter. Then, Hashamayim, no Aleph. Ve'et in the 2nd place. It's also in the 2nd. So what is going on? In the first 3, the Aleph is in the 3rd place, far away from the beginning. In the middle one, Hashamayim, okay. And then in the last ones is the 2nd place. No, not so bad, but still. No, why not the 1st? The 1st one is only the 3rd and the 4th. What is going on here? Must be a teaching, right? Yeah. There is important teaching. The first 2 letters yeah, Bereshit bara, are again the first 2000s. Yeah, of the world. What happens in the 2000s? The first 2000s? Nothing. In the end, Abraham came. Abraham came in 1948, different opinion, but towards the end of the 2000s, Abraham came, and he already 2,000 years were finished with Abraham, and Abraham really taught the word about God, monotheism, everything. But the main 2000s, God was really far away, because only in the end. Aleph also represents Eluf, God. Aleph, God is called in the Bible Elufo Shalom, the master of the world, right? Eluf. So, you know, in the root, in Hebrew root, there are 3 letters. The first letter represents the neshama, the soul. The second one, the heart, the ruach. And the third one, the physical. Yeah? Right. Which means that the letter Aleph in the beginning, yeah? Bereshit bara is in the third place. Bereshit in the third place. And Bereshit and bara also in the third. Because Aleph, because God was far away at that time. He did not believe in God, he did not see God. Only Abraham came, he fixed the 2000s, yeah? But basically there is expression that the first 2000 were tohu vavohu, void and empty. Nothing. Without Torah, without faith, life does not mean anything, right? Okay, so after 2000, what happened? When we got the Torah? No? 2448 years after creation, Sinai revelation. If you want to understand much more about it, so I have a YouTube about unbelievable. Once you, I think 6.5 statistics to 100,000, which I did Professor Aralik about exactly the meaning of the taste, of the Torah and wine, those days, and what is the idea. So you can see in YouTube if you write acceptance of the Torah and Bible, because but about this we are not to speak now. It is a lecture in itself. So then 2448 almost, quite a amount of years, we got the Torah. When we Sinai, just is written that even maidservant could see God. See God. So God was very close. First place. Elohim. This is the third word. Bereshit bara Elohim. This is Elohim, Eluf, the word was revealed to us in this 1000. Aleph and Aleph. Okay. Then Bereshit bara Elohim et. Here also the Aleph is the first one. Fine. You see? Still this 1000, the third 1000, and the fourth one, when the Jewish people became a nation, and they had the Israel, really a nation of God, chosen by God, and so on. So it means it was already time of this. By the way, this goes with the 5 books of Moses. The Reshit, the Elohim. So now we come to the 1000s. The unbelievable Jews sinned, went to exile, and no temple. The temple was destroyed. Right? Aleph was far away, but not as the first 2000, because still, we had the Torah already, So the Aleph in the second place. So the last Alephim is in the verse, Et Hashamayim ve'et haaretz, ve'et haaretz, ve'et. The Aleph is the second place, haaretz the second place. Because then we were not in the first one. Unfortunately, Sinai revelation, chosen Jewish people, after the exile and destruction. Okay, we have the Torah, learning Torah, important. We have the Torah. The first 2000 didn't have Torah, nothing. So this by the Aleph is in the second position. How is it in English also in the second position? Okay, so and mainly the idea about the 2,000 years which were divided according to our rabbis to 2,000 void and empty, 2,000 of Torah and Abraham and nation, and 2,000 of Messiah. Well, Messiah didn't understand Messiah, but there were years already potential for Messiah. It depends on the Jews, how they behave, keeping the Torah or not. Okay, so now we understand why 6,000, 6 Alephim. Yeah. And we see also that the Hebrew letter Aleph means Eluf, God of the world, and Aleph means 1,000, and Aleph means learning. If you should read my books, you could see much more. So, you can get it in Amazon.com, you can get it in MaitityahuGlazersonBooks.com. It was important, you know. You know that in the state, there was a time that they wanted to make the Hebrew as official language. Legitimate. Yeah. At that time people were clever, you know. And was a, you know, there's very known story that your university, the president at that time was Said, what's his name? Just now. Said. Yeah. And he said, even he wanted that every student will come to university will learn Hebrew. Oh, how clever was, but you know, maybe now it will be different. Now it's written that in future they already speak Hebrew. In Zephaniah, the prophet Zephaniah, verse 3, this way. So, Hebrew is important. You can see yourself how much. I don't go more into it but let us see another interesting idea. We spoke about 22, 22 letters. So where is indicated there? Take the first letters of the 7 verse. Bet in Hebrew is 2. Bara, bet again 2 and 2. Okay? Elohim Aleph. So we have bet Aleph, 2, 1, 5. Okay? Bereshit bara. Elohim et 2, Aleph is 1, Aleph 1. Elohim et Hashamayim, 5. Wow. You have here bara Elohim et Hashamayim, 7. Ve'et and 6. Ve'et 6 Haaretz, 22. 22. Indicating that the word was created with 22 letters. Also, the Aleph Tav shows that from Aleph to Tav, from the Aleph again. But the first letters represent 22 letters, 2 and 2. 2 is 4. You know, these are the 4 elements. You know, you have 2 elements which are flying, which is the air and fire, and then 2 elements which are going down, the earth and water. You see? We will not go down into all of this, but to show you what is the Hebrew language and how much is behind. So, now we see even the first letters. So basically, if you follow this lecture, and realize that the numbers, the most important were 3, Bereshit bara Elohim, and 7. Now 7. What is the 3 and 7? How much is 3 multiply 7? 3 כפול 7? 3 times 7. 21. This is, by the way, the name of God, Ekeye, and also the letters that we mentioned before, which the vision of 22 also have a name of God, but we're not going to it either. But everything has meaning, everything has a meaning. Now, what is a pi? What is a pi? What is a pi? What is it? 314. נכון? 314. What is 314? Multiplication of 314. The first thing, what is those three letters? The name of God, right? The name of God. The 22 times 7. How much is 22 times 7? Huh? 314. There are more multiplications to go into it, so, but the idea is that the number 314 is a number of God named Shakai, that you have in mezuzah. If you have mezuzah on the door, you can see Shin Daled Yud, 314. There is a reason for this also. There is an interesting reason which says in Hebrew those letters mean that God said to the word enough, because the word wanted to expand more and more, because the word was created in the shape of a circle. I want to more, so God said, no, die, enough, not too much. There is an explanation why, but the name Shakai represents the creation which was like confined, it was built up exactly to what we need, yeah? So it shows that the number 7, yeah, and 3 basically are the basis of everything, as we mentioned, and everything is built on this. So all those multiplication really of pi and so on, in fact there is you can see in the internet or in Hebron, yeah. So he brings all unbelievable calculation of the number 314, which we can now find out having the internet. We can divide it into many. It shows there that when you divide it to 613, you come to a certain, but this is very complicated, but the idea of 314 is a lot behind. It is called the pi. Yeah. I don't know why it's called pi, but pi is a good food pie. But whatever it is so interesting, yeah, that this number is built on 7. This is the pi. You see, the pi is very interesting, yeah, because you see, this is the most important idea behind, really, that what is pi? Pi is 3.14, right? I mean, we spoke about without 14, but 3.14. Yeah? How you get this number? If you divide 22 into 7, yeah? If you divide the number 22 into 7, you have 3.14, and all this about afterwards, and this list really in Boaz Hebron in his side, he brings exactly how much it is and all what is behind these numbers and so how much they represent. But so it means that 22, when we spoke about the 22, as I mentioned before, the 22, the idea of the 22 to do with the world is basically 22. We said chromosomes and acids, whatever it is, but this is the basis, this number is the basis of the pi, because 22 into 7 brings you to the number 3.4 and yeah. So, you want more, I think it's too much already. You know, when I used to give sometime lectures, I was teaching yeshiva in Or Sameach, you know, about this, so the people said, enough, we cannot more. Okay. Look, what is this Hebrew language? It's endless. So interesting and important lecture, really approaching this important portion, Isra, Jasra. There's so much to speak about it more. Maybe we'll do it maybe later on, not later on, I mean in a few days later, about what is behind also this number, and to show that the same build-up of letters is the same build-up of the first word in the Ten Commandments. It means when the Torah tells us, וידבר אלוקים את כל הדברים האלה לאמור, that God spoke all these words, the Ten Commandments, also 7 verse, 3 and 4, 28 letters. No, what is the connection?